You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
What is going down? What the fuck is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Boy, do I have some things to talk about today. I am so excited, man. A lot of this stuff just fell in my lap. We are on the eve of the release of the most anticipated fighting games out here in these video game streets, being Mortal Kombat 11. So, Monday night, man, is the day. I cannot fucking wait. I've already pre-ordered my copy. I can't wait to get into that lab and get started. Start the story mode and see what that's about. There's already the story mode technically leaked out here for people who got the game early, but I refuse to look at that shit because I want to discover all of those things for myself. And man, I just can't wait, guys. So much going on right now. So much to talk about this episode, guys. And before I get started on that, I also want to let everybody know that I'm going to be revamping the YouTube channel. Basically, I'm going to be trying to push the pedal to the metal and try to put out content on a daily basis. That's right. You heard it here. If you go to Studio MacGyver's TV, or Studio MacGyver TV, that is, you can check out videos. I got hundreds of videos on there already, but I'm going to be putting out content on a daily basis. I'm going to be doing a lot of fighting game content, a lot of Dragon Ball Fighter stuff, a lot of Mortal Kombat 11. And then when Samurai Showdown comes out, I'll be doing some of that. Even some older games, like maybe some Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in there. And, some stuff in between there. I'll definitely be talking about having some Assassin's Creed Odyssey gameplay, and anything else that I put my hands on, man. So I'm just going to be doing a lot of gaming content and, some discussion videos, of course, on there talking about, anime and, just other topics surrounding nerd culture, games and anime and things like that. So be looking out for that, guys. Also, to my subscribers, if you are going to be subscribed to the channel, if you're not already, please do so. I'm going to be doing a monthly giveaway. That's right, a monthly giveaway. I'm going to be giving away t-shirts to all of my subscribers. I'm going to enter you guys into a drawing, and every month there will be a winner. There will be somebody winning some kind of t-shirt, some kind of merch. So definitely look into that. Also, man, it's just so much stuff going on, guys, in the works. I'm just so excited right now. I'm trying to keep my composure because you just don't understand how bad I've been waiting for Mortal Kombat. It's been so crazy, man. It's just been so crazy. But, let's run the quick rundown of what we're going to talk about on this episode, on the show, man. It's got a lot to talk about. We're going to be doing some PlayStation 5 talk, some specs, some, what's going on with that. We also got some Sega Genesis classics in here. We're also going to talk about some Neo Geo news. Yes, there's Neo Geo news out here in these streets. We're also going to be talking about a little bit of some Microsoft stuff, man. I talked a lot about it last week, and I kind of went into a rant, but I'm going to just glaze over something that I found out about just recently. And we're also going to be talking about some Dragon Ball Super. That's right, guys. The Dragon Ball Super manga, chapter 47. It's a lot of shit that's been going on. If you guys haven't heard, just give you guys a little something to look forward to when the actual anime starts. And, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, we've got some GameStop news to talk about. We also have some Halo news, some light Halo news to talk about for you Halo fans out there. We got some Dead or Alive 6 out here, and we also have some anime talk with Dororo, and we're going to talk a little bit about some Demon Slayer, man. So we're gonna jump into a lot of stuff. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're you got your earbuds on tight, whatever you guys are doing. So, we're going to get into that, baby. Okay, let's get into it. First, we're going to start off with some PlayStation 5, man. Yes. Some PlayStation 5 news has been out here. A lot of you guys have probably heard. A lot of you guys may not have, but basically, if you were curious to know what the PlayStation 5 had to offer, moving forward, the most important thing to me is backwards compatibility. That's with any system that comes out in my opinion, that's just one of the things I look for. And basically what I know so far is it's going to have an SSD. Now, if you guys don't know what an SSD is, it's basically what, a lot of these top tier computers are running on nowadays. So they basically stated that, the SSD that they're going to be using is basically going to be stronger, and more powerful than the current, PCs that are out here right now going on. So basically we're stepping into that range where now the console, gaming, systems are going to be just as powerful, as a lot of these PCs out here. So, I mean, it was only natural that was going to be a progression that was going to happen, as time went on. I mean, as technology got better and better, and people found out ways to make shit like that happen, you already knew that we were going to start to get stuff, just as powerful or on the same, playing field as these PCs now. Plus you get it at a fraction of the price because, they're focusing on strictly basically games. And then also when you have, more powerful machines like this, you can start integrating more things, in there. I still would like it to be gaming related, but case in point, like the Share Factory, PlayStation Share Factory. Right now it's cool. I mean, I chop a lot of my gameplay videos up in that, and then I just move it to one of my hard drives and on my computer, and I finish it there. But with that type of power, you can integrate something like a new version of maybe Share Play, where you can actually do everything there on the fly seamlessly, and you don't lose any of the clarity in your videos. For instance, I did a little experiment the other night, and I edited a video on there, Share Factory, and then uploaded it to my YouTube channel, and it came out at 720. That's the best it was doing, and it looked grainy, and it just didn't look right. I'm going to try one more experiment, maybe with a video or a snippet, and see what that looks like. And then after that, I'm just going to stick to the same way I've always been, editing my videos and stuff, and keep it that way. I was just trying to, maybe cut out some time, maybe cut out the middleman. But sometimes, man, you just can't do that. Sometimes you just gotta hit it head on, man. To people out there who think that having YouTube channels and doing YouTube content is easy. It's not. It's very time consuming, and it's a lot of work, man, that goes into all this stuff. So, I give lots and lots of props to all the YouTubers out there. And, for anybody who didn't know, now you know. But yeah, man, but the PlayStation 5 has got a lot of things going for it, man. I mean, the power already in itself is going to say enough. I personally just care about, the content more so, how strong or powerful the console is. But, it's good to know that, we're going to have, a very powerful machine in the future, to, take care of us down the line. Also, it's going to be backwards compatible for the PlayStation 4. So, I don't know about PS3 or PS2 or any of those things yet. I'm sure we'll find out more as time goes on. But for sure, for right now, we definitely will have a PS4. It'll be compatible with those because they basically started the PlayStation 5, off of the skeleton of the PS4. So that's good to know. So that's why I'm going to be buying this day one, and because last time I went and got another system, which was the PS4. I waited about a year and a half, 2 years, to get a PS4 because, when the systems usually come out, and it'll probably be the same for the PlayStation 5, there's not a lot of content out here, man. And then there's not a lot of updates for the system. So everything is pretty much bare bones. You know what I mean? What you're paying for is exclusivity. I mean, you're paying for just to say, I have this system right now. You might be 1 or 2 games out, and that's it. I need a handful of games to work with, before I commit myself to spending so much money on a console. You know what I mean? I don't want to be buying a console and just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, waiting on shit to happen. Kind of like how a lot of people felt when, you know, the Nintendo Switch came out. When it first came out, it was bare bones. They didn't really have shit going for it. And, you know, I just couldn't buy one then because there was nothing, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen next. So I wanted to wait until I got comfortable with what, you know, was out there for it. And then I made that decision. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation 5, that won't be the problem, because we'll have backwards compatibility. So basically you can get the PlayStation 5 and you can just continue to move on and just wait for the PS5 games that you want to play, and you're good. You're all golden. Plus, playing the PlayStation 4 games on that system is going to be elevated. So, you know, it's going to be quicker loading times, and, the fidelity and everything like that is going to take a hike up. So you're basically in a win-win situation if you did it that way. That's why I'm going to, get a PlayStation 5 day one this time, because now it makes sense. It actually makes sense to do so. That's just my take on it. A little quick rundown on, a little bit of, it's going to be using, CPU is going to be using an AMD chip, based on the Ryzen. A lot of you, PC guys out there listening maybe might know what that is. I'm not a PC guy. I'm just, going off of what I'm reading right now, and that's it. But that's just a basic quick rundown of the PlayStation 5, the stuff that, that kind of sparked my attention, and I wanted to just, brush up on real quick. Moving on, the Sega Genesis, Classic is going to be coming out in September. That's September 19th, 2019, man. There's going to be 40 games to come with it. I'm really crunk about this, man, because, I love Sega. I always been a Sega fan. And really, there was only one game that I was hoping to see, a game that I did not see on Sega Genesis Classics, which kind of upset me. And I didn't understand why they didn't put it on here, because I consider this game like, if you mention Sega, you have to mention this game. And I'm talking about Earthworm Jim. Now, Earthworm Jim has been announced for this, one of the games on this console. And actually, all the games haven't even been announced yet. I think half of the games have been announced right now. And that's one of them that's been announced. So I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen with the rest of the game roster and find out. But at $79.99, that's pretty decent for, a Sega Genesis Classic, I think. Not too high, not too low, but, right in there in that sweet spot. Anything more than that, then, kind of, I'd have to wonder. But who knows, we could get a price drop, maybe, maybe later on down the line, maybe we might be able to catch it for $49.99 or something like that. And that's what I'm hoping on. Maybe I can get my hands on one like that for about $50. That's the ideal price I pay for it, but we'll see, man. Who knows? But moving on from that, let's talk about, some Nintendo Switch. Yes, there's been rumors for months about the Nintendo Switch, man. About, is there going to be another model? Is there going to be two models maybe? And, it's all coming true. Basically, there is going to be a Nintendo Switch Mini and there's going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro. Now, I don't have the exact dates on these things, but the Nintendo Switch Mini is going to come out this year. The end of this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The Pro, they're still basically working on that. They still have a lot of things to do when it comes to designing that. So they're still actually, trying to get all that together. So I'm guessing 2020, sometime in 2020 is when you're going to get that Pro. But the Mini, supposedly right now, the Mini is like all one piece. In other words, there's no detachable control pieces like the, PlayStation, the regular Switch, I'm sorry. And, I don't know how they would end up docking that. Supposedly you're still going to be able to dock it, but the way that they're going to design it is where you can just dock it, but you're just not going to be able to play it, when it's docked, unless you have an external controller, you know what I mean? So, it'll be anxious to see, I'm interested to see what that will look like. And how that will, play, and in what the specs are as far as the power and things of that nature are concerned with the mini version. But yeah, we'll find out, man, in due time. I mean, E3 is around the corner. We might even learn something there, in June, which is the next E3 2019. So let's see, man. Anyway, moving on from that. I wanted to brush up on some Microsoft stuff. I know I went into a little bit of a fucking rage last week, man. It was just frustration building up, and my cup runneth over, man. I mean, I'm just keeping it real with you guys. My my cup runneth the fuck over because I'm just tired of, sitting in the background watching this shit go down. And it's crazy, man. I mean, if I was an owner of X, I would just be so hot, boy. I would be so fucking hot right now. It wouldn't even make any sense, man. But I digress. But anyway, the news that I picked up on, I was looking at, I forgot who I was watching, but they basically opened up the discless Xbox One S. So they opened it up and they had a regular Xbox One S side by side. So they opened them both up, and man, to my dismay, this is even. You know what? I'm not even surprised. Why am I surprised by this? But what happened was they were trying to find out if anything changed inside, what the guts look like. What did they do? And come to find out, all they did was change the outer box of the system. So basically, they open them both up inside of the box of the Xbox One S with the disk drive in there. There was just the disk drive in there connected to everything. And then when they opened up the the diskless version, it was the same thing inside, except for they just simply removed the disk drive. That's it. I mean, in other words, the same hookup pieces were inside to where you could easily open it up and you could actually take the disk, hard drive, and you can put it inside of, the diskless version. Everything's still in there to where you could place that stuff in there like it was in a factory. So basically all they did was let's just take this out and let's just put a new outside body on it. And let's just market it that way as a diskless drive, as a diskless Xbox. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know whose idea was that? I have to know, man. And then you price it that high and then so basically, I don't know, man. I thought that was just ridiculous, man. I don't know what these guys are doing. I mean, they're scrambling right now, trying to pick up the pieces. You know what? I honestly, truly believe in my heart of hearts that Xbox has done so much damage to themselves in the past up to this point, that no matter what they fucking do going forward with the new system I'm talking about, I don't think they will ever be able to crawl out of that hole that they put themselves in, man. When you compare them to other companies, when you compare them to Sony or Nintendo, I think it's a losing battle. I think Sony has just done, and it's completely opposite for Sony. I think Sony has done so fucking much, and a lot of their games now are announced to be, cross-platform. So we're going to see probably Death Stranding on, the PlayStation 5. We're going to see some of these other titles on the PlayStation 5 as well. So I think they just done too much to themselves. Xbox has, man. Now, could they, or will they possibly have some nice relationships with some of these other developers moving forward? Yeah, I believe so. I believe that they will have some IPs that are, that might be worth, mentioning or even playing. But I don't think they're going to, I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough to outshine Sony, and I just don't think so. I think Sony has so many great relationships that they've built in the past, leading up to all the way up to now, and I think they're just on a roll, man. I think they're going to hit the ground running. And one thing I will say about Sony is basically when they make their games and they make their their consoles, they are making it with the sole purpose of pleasing gamers. That's why it's called the PlayStation. You know what I mean? It's designed around gaming. I mean, not a lot of that extra shit, just gaming. That's their number one priority. Okay. And that's why I think PS4 did so well. That's why I think the PS5 is going to do great things, and so on and so forth. In other words, Microsoft has to show me on a consistent basis. In other words, until they prove me otherwise, they are not, I'm not checking for these guys until they prove me otherwise. Until I see some new IPs and some new things from them, I'm just not seeing it. So it is what it is, man. You know, everybody has their own opinions. You know, I know there's going to be some Xbox fanboys out here that are going to be slightly salty, but you know, I'm just stating the facts, and I'm not telling you guys any lies, man. I would not do that. I'm just, you know, observer on the outside looking in, and I see what I see. And it's not like I don't know anything about Xbox, because a lot of my friends have them, that and my son has one. I mean, so it's not like I'm just talking for no reason. Like I'm literally watching this shit. And unless if you're a diehard gamer, then you're most likely gonna be playing, the PlayStation, the PS4 right now. Or you either have everything. If you're a diehard gamer, some diehard gamers say, fuck it, I want everything just to have everything. Or if you don't have that money to do that, if you have to make certain decisions or choices, if you have to pick one, you're going to try to pick the best one. And most likely you're going to pick, you know, the Sony side. That's just from my experience. That's from friends of mine telling me, man, they wish they would have done this or that. There's friends of mine that I have that have actually just, you know, turn their shit in and say, fuck it, I'm done with this. Or they'll sell it. They sold their Xbox to get a PlayStation 5. Or there's been a couple of them that have actually kept their, you know, Xbox, bought a PlayStation 4, and just basically now, you know, that Xbox is like, it's just a fucking coaster. They don't even touch it anymore. It's crazy. But you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, it's just the way it is. I hope they get it together, next generation. I really, truly do. I do. Because if they had enough games that were, you know, viable, man, I would definitely fucking pick one of them up. I would definitely pick one up to have, you know, oh yeah, I want the Xbox too, so I can play some of these games that are exclusive here. But they haven't had anything to make me like say that. Like, I really, you know what I mean? It's just not consistent. And ones that they have had, man, they've dropped the ball on. It's just been so many things, man. But you know, it is what it is, man. Let me get off this fucking subject and get on to the next one. Moving on, man. I want to talk about GameStop making some big changes. Yes, when I heard this shit, I was like, maybe they are on to something here. And what I mean by that is that they are going to be implementing a new, I guess, buying strategy for customers. And they're going to start it with, I think, the game. I want to say it's don't let me get started. Let me start to lie. I don't know what games. I think Days Gone is the game, okay, that they're going to start this with. But basically what they're doing is they're going to have a 48-hour return policy now. So if you buy a game and you are not happy with that fucking said game, you have 48 hours to take it back, and you can get your full fucking refund. Now, here's the fucking caveat. Here's the fucking catch, which makes sense if you're GameStop. You know, it only makes sense there. You're not going to be able to get cash back, but you will be able to get your refund back in store credit. Full refund. So if you buy a brand new game, which is usually $59.99 plus tax, it equates to around 64 and some change. You take that in there, you say, fuck it. Anthem, I do not want this shit. I wasn't pleased with it. I need my money back. Okay, well, we can give you store credit back. So you can basically get you a brand new, something else brand new, and you have 48 hours to do so. Now, I don't know if you can continually do that, like over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know if you can only do it one time per, you know, whatever. But right now, what we know is that is the basis of the policy right now. And it's going into effect very, very soon. So that is a good thing, in my opinion. GameStop trying to get innovative, trying to do new things, trying to stay alive. Because if you guys don't know, if you haven't heard, I mean, they're a sinking ship. They're sinking very slowly, and they're trying to, you know, they're trying to get that water off of that ship fast enough. And, you know, right now, they're trying to slow down this bleeding. And I hope that they do, because, you know, I would hate for GameStop to go under, because GameStop, to me, even though I'm not happy with all their practices, they are that go-to store for gamers like us and stuff, where we can go. For instance, like tomorrow night, I'm going to the midnight release for Mortal Kombat 11. They're releasing it at 9:00 p.m. So I'll be able to get it 3 hours early. I can go in there, I can get it, and I can get out. You feel me? So things like that, you know, that's what I love about GameStop. But yeah, I hope this shit works, man. I think that's a good thing. I mean, especially when you got these developers out here who are, you know, who are doing what they're doing, and it's giving the consumer a little bit more power, and I'm digging that. I really am. So, and it gives you more incentive to take that game or to go get your game, that title from GameStop, as opposed to like Walmart or whatever. Cause you go somewhere else and get it. Oh no, you don't get your full refund back unless it's defective or something like that. So, I think that's dope. I really, really do. So shout out to GameStop for making that move. Let's see what happens. Let's see what transpires. Anyway, let's move on. The next subject, guys, I want to talk about is Showtime and Halo. Yes, Halo is actually coming out with a series. If you guys did not know, all you Master Chief fans out there, I'm sure you have already known or heard whispers in the streets. But yes, Showtime is going to be doing a Halo series. And from what I know about it is the fact that a guy by the name of Pablo Schreiber, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure if I got it right. I'm sorry if I fucked it up, but he's going to be playing Master Chief. He's an actor. You might know him from Orange is the New Black or American Gods. Those are the two things that I recognize him from, because he has a recognizable face to me. You guys may know who I'm talking about. You may not, but just food for thought. If you're wondering who's going to be playing Master Chief, because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to know, who's going to play this guy. And that's who the guy's name is. That's who he is. So hopefully that plays out really well, and we'll see, I guess. Next subject, we're going to be talking about some Dead or Alive 6. My heart kind of broke, man. My heart kind of broke about this. I've known about this, but I just decided to go ahead and talk a little bit about it on this podcast, because, man, these motherfuckers, okay. There's somebody who put a video out. I think it was Angry Joe who put a video out, and basically, he tallied up all the DLC that this game had. So if you went and bought Dead or Alive 6 and said, fuck it, you know what? I want to buy every DLC piece that there is on this game. This shit came to over $1,200. Okay. It tallied up to over $1,200. That's right. You're not high right now. You're actually hearing this. That's true. That's real. Over $1,200, man. One thing about Dead or Alive, they will milk your ass. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, I think the last Dead or Alive, they had it where it was free. And, or was that? Let me get it twisted. I think it was free, and every character you basically had to buy. You could buy every character outright. So I think the game came with like 2 characters, 3 characters. And then the rest, if you wanted them, you'd have to pay for them. I think it was like $5, $4 or $5 per character, some shit like that. And then you had the different outfits, and then you had the different everything. Like it was just ridiculous. I think that is one of the poorest things you can do with a fighting game, period. And they pay for it as a result. The numbers are down. Not a lot of people are fucking with it. And I hate to see that, because Dead or Alive is a truly, truly remarkable fighting game. Great engine. Go all the way back to with fucking the Dreamcast, man. I love fucking Dead or Alive. You know what I mean? Back in the day. But now, man, with all this fucking bullshit, people trying to nickel and dime every fucking turn, every fucking corner. Is this what we've come to? Is this what it all, boils down to now? We have to put up with this. I don't know, man. I don't like where it's going. They need to take fucking notes. Take some fucking notes from companies like, NetherRealm, and take some notes and fucking really sit down with a pad and a pen and get to fucking work. Because, that's why I'm so crazy about Mortal Kombat right now as well, because this is one of the games that, they're giving us a fully fleshed out game. We're getting a game with so much to it. The story mode is so in depth and so deep. We get that with the game. We don't have to, buy the game and then wait for God knows how long, and then get another fucking super huge fucking patch with the story mode connected to it at a later date. We don't have to do that. We don't have to fucking wait for an arcade mode, years after the game's fucking release. Shout out to fucking Capcom with their dumb asses. And that's who I'm talking about. Companies like that who charge you for every little fucking thing. It's ridiculous. And that's why I basically, my Street Fighter game, I got rid of it. I said, I'm done with this shit. I'm just done with it, man. Even though I love Street Fighter, I love the series. Street Fighter 5, I'm talking about Street Fighter 5. I'm done. I'm not touching Street Fighter 5 again. I'm not. Unless they release like a consumer friendly revamp with everything already included, then I'm not fucking with it. I'm not going to pay $5 for every fucking stage. You know what I mean? That should be in the fucking game. Okay. These stages should be in the game. All this shit. They're basically making a game and they're taking 40% of it and they're selling it. And then the other 60% of the game, they're trickling it out. They're bird feeding us nice and slow, like Usher. They're giving us little pieces it's ridiculous. And I cannot support that. I will not support that. And that's why I'm so hyped for Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat is going to give us everything that we need, everything we should have, everything that, we deserve. If we pay a full price for a game, we support this company. You know what I mean? What do we get for supporting Capcom all these fucking years? What do we get? All the fans and everything like that. That's what we get. They say, oh yeah, we're going to fuck you. We're going to turn you around. We're going to bend you over. We're going to put a nice big kicky on the back of your neck. And we're not even going to, kiss you when we're done. You know what I mean? No lube. We're not going to use any contrast with nothing. We're going in raw, and you're going to take it and you're going to love it. And that's what they did. So they can, they can kick rocks, man, barefoot. Fuck them. Anyway, moving on. I want to talk about Dragon Ball Super. Yes, Dragon Ball Super. I want to talk about, the latest manga arc a little bit for you guys who don't know or may be curious to what is going on, what's been going down in these Dragon Ball streets. And man, it's been very, very interesting, man. The last time I talked about this, I was talking about Moro and how fucking wet, amazing and highly skilled this motherfucker was, and how he basically, you know how when you were a little kid and your mommy or your daddy, tucked you in at night before you went to bed, where they pulled the covers all the way up to your fucking chin, your whole body was covered, even your fucking all the way up to your chin. Sometimes maybe even that bottom lip was covered up. That's what Moro fucking did to Vegeta and Goku. He laid them down nice and slow and he covered their bodies and he kissed them on the forehead and then just fucking told them, see you when I see you. That's what he did to fucking Vegeta and fucking Goku, man, with no sweat. It was light work. And, he had everybody shook. I mean, he had them shook. He had all the Namekians were shook. I mean, goddamn, man. This dude was twisted. And, well, some things have changed. Quick little rundown on this. So he basically, Moro, where we last left off, Moro basically left Vegeta and Goku for dead. I mean, he left them barely alive. He took all their life force from them and left them with just enough to basically breathe. He left and he went basically to go find all these Super Dragon Balls. Well, he found all of them. He got 6 of them. And he said, you know what? I know where that 7th one is. We were just there not too long ago. So he basically, Raspberry, which is the henchman, basically was like, well, shit, ain't that where Vegeta and them was at? He was like, yeah, but this time when I see him, I'm ending their lives. I'm cutting their throats. They're not going to survive this time. I'm tired of playing with them. So he goes down there and Vegeta and Goku said, fuck it. We're going to go out like G's. We're not going to, hide or anything. Let's go out and meet this motherfucker head on. So they go out there and they're waiting. And as the ship is getting closer and closer and closer, next thing you know, another ship comes out of the fucking blue. And who is in this fucking ship? That's right. The motherfucking Galactic Patrol. And who's fucking in there? You got Jocko in there. And then you got your boy who goes by the name of, what do they call this dude? I think his name is pronounced Miris. He's that motherfucker with the chili bow haircut, and who's deceptively, skilled, man. He's very, very fucking fast. And, he comes out and basically, seals Moro in some gummy substance like ball, You know what I mean? He can't get out. He's trying. You just can't get free. And the next thing you know, fucking Majin Buu is here. Majin Buu comes out. And when he sees Majin Buu, man, he fucking flips out. And I'm talking about Moro. Moro fucking loses his shit because he realizes that, yo, this is the same motherfucker who basically, you know, sealed my ass away. He's not the same cosmetically, but I can sense in him that he's that motherfucker who did me that way. And Majin Buu remembers him too in the back of his mind. So they're connected. And they begin to tussle. They begin to try to fight. And Buu handles this motherfucker. Buu basically handled him accordingly. Okay. Dusted him off like he was nothing. His shit does, put it like this. His powers, Moro's powers does not work. It doesn't work against Majin Buu. So Majin Buu is basically, he's basically looking like the savior of this arc right now. And, you know, knowing Toriyama, knowing those guys, I don't think this is going to be it. I don't think this is going to be all, but basically the chapter left off at, you know, kind of like at a stalemate in a sense, where basically, we don't know what's going to happen next. All we do know is that, you know, Majin Buu, is affected differently than everybody else is. And there's still one Dragon Ball out there. And how's this going to happen? Is Moro going to grab that Dragon Ball? I think what's going to happen is he's going to find a way to finally somehow, some ways get this Dragon Ball, make his wish. And then, you know, shit is going to go crazy. I don't see how Vegeta and Goku are going to stop this guy right now. They're going to have to come with some other tactic or something. They're going to have to find a type of a time chamber again. They're going to have to do something, man, if they're going to be able to lend a hand in this. Now, you know, it's just not going to be the Majin Buu show. You know that. Majin Buu is going to have a big part of this in this, I think. But, I think Vegeta and Goku are still going to have their hand in here some kind of way. They are. I just know it. Piccolo did have an appearance in here. He's got some light. He felt it because, you know, he was up there with, you know, he's basically part of Kami, and he was up there with, God damn it. Can't fucking think of it right now. Think of his fucking name. Brain fart. Anyway, he was peeping the scene before it happened, and he was sensing that something wasn't right because he couldn't sense the power levels of Goku and Vegeta, on Earth anymore. So he knew something was up. But anyway, it brings me to this, you know, are we going to see anybody else, you know, from the Z team? Because right now we haven't seen nobody. I mean, we've seen Bulma, but we haven't seen, like, you know, Tien, Krillin, those guys, you know what I mean? What are they up to? What's going on right there? I think we need to see something, you know, with them. Like, well, what are they doing right now? At least to let us know that they know what's going on, and, like, damn, you know, to where they're just not just somewhere. Like, what happened after the turn of power? Where did everybody go back to their respective places? But I'm sure they're sensing something's not right as well. But I'd like to see that, to physically see that, and not, you know, not wonder or guess. You know what I mean? Give us one board, give us one sheet, one page of that at least. You know what I mean? Because moving forward, I don't know what the other characters are going to be doing. What parts are they going to be able to play, you know, as we move forward, man, as long as the series keeps going and going. Like, that's another question I'd like to fucking have answered. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. We'll find out when we find out. Anyway, that's the quick rundown on what's been going on in the manga. Still don't know if they're going to, you know, animate this version, or they're going to skip this and move on to the arc after that. I don't know what these guys are going to do, but I guess in due time we will know, and you'll hear from me, guys. You definitely hear from me when I find out. So just stay tuned and we'll get to it. All right. We're getting to, you know, the end of this episode. We're approaching the end a little bit, but first I want to talk about, you know, One Punch Man season 2, episode 2, real quick. It was actually really fucking good. It was really fucking good. It heated up really quick. My boy Genos put in work as always, as he usually always does out here in these anime streets. I love Genos, man. Also, man, have you guys checked out the fucking Crunchyroll store lately? They've got some shit. It's going down. I can't wait. They got a lot of stuff coming out in the summer and towards the winter, you know, that's coming out. A lot of $20 price happy items, merch that I can't wait to get my fucking hands on. Very affordable, and I can't wait to touch on some of this stuff. Genos is one of those characters. Also, my boy Tanjiro from Demon Slayer is on there. You also have One Punch Man. You also have, and there's so many. There's that I want that add to my collection. But yeah, man, you need to check these guys out. They got a lot of dope shit and a lot of stuff you can pre-order now. And I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. But anyway, One Punch Man was hard. One Punch Man episode 2, season 2, man, I blew me away a little bit. I'm actually very, very excited, man, for the next episode. I think they aired every Tuesday. Yeah, every Tuesday, man. And you guys need to check that out. One Punch Man. Yeah, I thought the first episode was okay. Trying to introduce us to some stuff or whatever. But then, episode 2 came out and man, it got amped up really quick. I'm not going to really talk about too much of it, because I'll let you guys figure that out and check that out for yourself. But it was good. It was definitely good. And I highly recommend it. So now I'm really excited for, the future of what's going on. Especially a lot of these other characters too now. Because the way that they have the system, the ranking system, stuff like that, I think that is basically genius how they have that and how they work that into the show. I can't wait. Can't wait for episode 3. But anyway, the next anime I want to talk about, man, and I have to say this, if you guys have not watched Demon Slayer yet, please fucking watch it. Please watch this anime. I just saw episode 3 the other night, and this is quickly becoming one of my favorites out here right now, my current favorites, man. I really, really love this anime right now. I really like what they're doing, what's going on, and it's not slow. It's pretty fast. I mean, it progresses nice and quick. It's got a really quick progression to it. I really thought that there was it was gonna be drawn out a little bit more than I thought. But I guess, if I remember back to, Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, I mean, they were moving and shaking too, and it was a short series. It wasn't that long, of a series, and they got everything they needed to get done in and out. And I think that's part of the reason why I love that anime so much as well. I mean, not all anime is supposed to be made to, just be stretched out. You know what I mean? No matter how much somebody loves that series, you know what I mean? Because what a lot of people end up doing is they see they see all the hype around it and they see dollar signs, and what happens is they end up ruining the fucking series in the end. You know what I mean? They make it for 1 or 2 seasons, and that's what it's supposed to be for. And then they see dollar signs with with the fan service and everything like that, and they can't resist it. They cannot resist. And they end up adding more on top of a completed, work of art already. You know what I mean? You putting, next thing you know, you got, too much motherfucking, frosting on one side of the cake. And before that, the cake was fucking perfect. You know what I mean? They should have just left it alone. And now you got a tummy ache because you ate too fucking much of it. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like a lot of people are doing. They need to, if it's done, it's done. And let it go. I mean, a lot of anime have been done very tastefully and ended perfectly. Like I really, really thought that, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood ended like pretty much perfect. And they even gave you a little open-ended kind of feel to it, to where, like, if they wanted to, they could kind of take it to another direction and continue off of it, kind of. But you could end it just like that, and it was damn near perfect. Or something like Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero. The first 2. I mean, those 2 right there ended perfectly. Now there are other, Fate Stay Nights, anime out here that I think were, watered down when Netflix got a hold of them. And they were, surrounding just a lot of different characters, some of them the same, but different masters or whatnot. But, some things are just better left, alone. And I think that the way this is going, the way that Demon Slayer is going, man, I mean, it's like, it's the perfect speed. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't even know else how to say it. I really don't. I can't wait till they start getting into, some of these high ranked demons and stuff like that. And like I said, right now he's training right now. He's in the midst of training and preparing himself, to actually become a true live demon slayer. And I just love the progression. I love how how he's learning, and I love, you know, even some of the other characters that were introduced to this in this third episode. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say to you guys except for please watch this anime. It's beautiful, and I love the art style, and I cannot wait for episode 4. I cannot wait. Now I have to wait a whole fucking another week. But it is what it is. You guys are missing out if you have not watched this. And now I see what all the talk is about, what people have been talking about, and especially the manga readers who've been reading it. And I already knew, like, if they come up with an anime on this, ooh wee. And then when that finally fucking happened, then I think that's where the buzz started going, where, you know, everybody started talking and shit. But yeah, man, I love this anime right now. Right now, it's my favorite anime of 2019. I'm no bullshit. There's another one that's in that ballpark, but I'm going to get on that in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We're rich really right now. So let's jump into that. And this is going to be the last piece of the fucking segment. And I'm talking about Dororo. Dororo. If you guys haven't heard about this one is awesome as well. The premise of it is dope. It was actually based off a fucking PlayStation 2 video game back in the day. And the series actually was, originated in 1969. But they revamped it for modern day, consumers, and boy, they fucking hit pay dirt with this one as well, man. It's basically, the premise of this one is about a king, if you will, who, you know, whose land was basically cursed, or, you know, there was no, I mean, it's basically in turmoil, man. A plague, they were laced with plague, and their land was just, it was barren. Shit would not grow. It just was not, it would not prosper. And he basically went into a deal with some demons, and basically told them, you know, if you can fix my situation, you can take whatever you want from me. I don't care the cost. I will pay it. And basically what happened was, they decided to take from his, unborn son. When his son was born, he was born with no limbs. He was born with no skin. He was deaf. He was blind. He couldn't speak. So he was just basically there. And, the king had his son, he had him basically thrown out. He was supposed to be thrown out to die, but, I guess the help could not bring themselves to actually just take him and leave him for dead. So they put him on a boat and, you know, pushed him away, and prayed and hoped that, you know, his fate would not meet that kind of a demise. And somebody ended up finding him, basically a talented man who was basically he had a tainted past, but he was very, very skilled in doing certain things. And one of those things was, making limbs for people who, you know, who didn't have any. And, you know, this time that we're talking about was a time of war. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people were fighting, losing their lives, or losing, you know, their limbs or whatnot. And he was helping those people. He would give them limbs if they needed them, and he would help them get back on their feet or whatnot. And basically he found this boy. He did not know what to do with him, but he decided to, take him in. They fast forward maybe 16 years. And now the boy is, he's got a mask on. He's got fake prosthetic limbs, but he can't, like I said, he cannot hear, he cannot see, he can only sense. He sees colors, you know, red being in his mind, danger, and white being angelic and true. And basically that's the premise of it. And there are demons out here, supposedly 48 demons, who all hold something of his. And basically he ends up killing one of them and discovering that if I kill these motherfuckers, I will get back things that I am missing. So I will eventually get back my skin. I will eventually get back my nose. I will eventually get back, you know, my sense of hearing, you know, even my voice, even my limbs, if I keep killing these things. So that's pretty much where the premise of the story is. There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to get into that. You guys definitely have to check it out, man. It's very, very good. Season 1 is already out. You can catch it on YouTube, actually, where I saw it from. You could also catch it on Crunchyroll right now, I believe. And then if you have a subscription to Amazon Prime, it's there as well. So I'm going to try to find the rest of the episodes. I'm not sure if they're out or not yet, but I recently just saw it and I watched it all. I mean, I watched all of season 1. I fucking binged it, this past few days. And, man, it was great, man. That's what I've been into lately. That's what I've been watching, man. And I also discovered a shitload of new shows that were hiding up in Hulu, man. One thing that I don't like about Hulu is the fact that they don't make everything easily accessible. They give you a list of anime. You go under anime, okay, and they give you a certain list. They only give you a few titles, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is all they have? And then you go into other categories within their app, and you'll stumble upon other anime, because I'm looking for all anime. I'm like, where's all this anime at? And it's not all in one place. You have to fucking find it, and you know, how do you know what to look for if you don't know the name of it or whatever, you know? So you have to accidentally find some of this stuff, and that's been my experience with it up to this point. And recently I hit pay dirt. I found a shitload of stuff, man. I found a whole bunch of fucking Gundam stuff and some other things in there that kind of tapped my interest a little bit. But I wish they have it all, like every anime they ever have. I wish they'd put it under one umbrella and I can pick and choose from there. But hopefully they fix that, or they get that together or whatever. Or maybe I might just have to Google, you know, Hulu anime list, like completely all the anime they have, and then go in there and find it like that. But, you know, other than that, man, you know, I've got plenty to look forward to, plenty of things to watch. Like I said, that Demon Slayer is that is my shit. I cannot fucking wait for episode 4 already. Dororo is also a great one. And yeah, man, that's pretty much what the anime I've been peeping right now in One Punch Man. Those 3 right now have been what I've been looking at. So, that's going to do it, guys. That is going to be the fucking show. I enjoyed this fucking show almost as much as I enjoyed last week's episode. There was a lot to talk about here, and I think I covered most of it, if not all of it. You know, Mortal Kombat 11 is right around the corner, guys. Like I said before, be looking out for your boy, his YouTube channel, Studio MacGyver TV. I'm going to be uploading gameplay all the time. And you know what? I would love to fight some of you guys. I would love to meet some of you guys, and friend some of you guys on PlayStation. If you own a PlayStation, if you own a PS4, man, holler at me, man. My gamer code, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. My gamer tag is Whitley79. That's WHITLEY79. You can hit me up, send me a friend request. I will definitely accept your friend request, and hope to see you guys online in the near future, man. Maybe you guys can even get into some of these videos, and you know, I can record it and you guys can actually be on some of the videos I have on my YouTube channel, man, going down the line. And maybe even better than that, spark up some conversation, maybe become a guest in the future on this podcast, or even just a discussion video or something like that, and we can get into some gangster shit, man. You know what I mean? I would love that. I would love to conversate with a lot of you guys on some of these subjects that I've been talking about, because I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, you feel some type of way about something that I'm talking about, either whether you disagree or agree with it. You're into it. So I think that would make for some really, really cool conversations, man. But with that being said, guys, I want to say I love each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you guys listening to the show, and I hope you guys continue to do so. All you newcomers, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And with that being said, I'm out, man. This is Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball in Video Game Podcast. See you next time.